Mind if I complain for a little bit? Judging by the thumbnail, you know what this video is about. The MapleStory community at large wants it. I want it. A few regions already got it. It's the Universal Cash Shop. For those that don't know, it's the freedom to let players move their cosmetics, pets, and effects around across all their characters at all times. Currently, we only have the ability to do this when there's a cash shop transfer event, which happens like twice a year. And currently, as of making this video, it's going on right now, up until the start of the next update. It's weird that this update is days from coming out, yet there's no word on if we're getting a Universal Cash Shop or not. Part of me believes since we currently have a cash shop transfer going on, leading up to the day before the patch, that we're not gonna get it. Which, for an update called Every Little Thing, Every Precious Thing, that'd be crazy. Maybe at the last second we'll get the patch notes and they'll be like, haha, psych, no more monthly transfers because we have Universal Cash Shop, gotcha. I'd be down for that, but I haven't seen the community at large banded together over wanting a new feature from other regions so badly, to the point where anytime Nexon puts out any news or videos or anything official, it's overwhelmingly the only thing anyone ever talks about and is in support of getting. Everybody wants to move their NX around across all their characters. When the update comes around, we'll see if we even get it or not, but I'd love to be optimistic and say, yeah, of course they're gonna give us Universal Cash Shop, but I have my reasonable doubts too. The company behind this game is notorious for ignoring swaths of their community at most times of the year, all because they just don't feel like communicating anything for weeks at a time. Pretty much all non-KMS classes are left in the dust. And sometimes just throughout updates get randomly changed. Not even them saying that they're gonna change them or anything. They're just like, oh, yeah, there's a new update coming out. And then people go on, say they're Mojwan or Kana, and then they're just broken beyond belief. And people are like, hey, why'd our values change for everything? And then Nexon is just radio silent for like 2 to 3 weeks. And then afterwards, they're just like, oh, yeah, we copy pasted that over. We didn't know that we did that. Oops. I'm honestly sick of that mentality that they do, just copy-pasting everything over. It's annoying. Just this patch and last patch alone, look at all the non-KMS classes that had so many copy and pasted changes and bugs that only got partially fixed. Yeah, I mentioned Kana and Mojwan, which both still have ridiculously game-breaking bugs. They have a whole list of them. And Lynn's Awaken is, according to Nexon themselves, still unintentionally 2 minutes, when it's supposed to be 60 seconds of a cooldown. This isn't me complaining about wanting Lynn to be stronger, that's their own words saying it was a bug. It still hasn't been fixed. Will it be fixed in the next update? Maybe. Who knows? And don't even get me started on the ever-growing neglect of Hayato. They're already being replaced by a bunny animal warrior in a few days. Anyways, back on topic, the main cited reason people don't think we're getting a Universal Cash Shop, which makes the most sense, is simply because Nexon needs a way to monetize this game. That's the most likely reason we won't get it, in all honesty. I don't agree with it, but in recent times, Nexon has tried squeezing every last dime out of their players for anything they make. The GMS exclusive class Sia had a huge issue where every unique cosmetic that came out for her that was unique to her whole launch event was behind a paywall. I think at most it added up to like $40 worth of passes. Like you had one for $25 and another one for $15. And anything that was cosmetic relating to her for her launch event was only through that. Her android, pet, class outfit, weapon, mount, medals and titles too, I think. It was all behind that paywall. And that's not even mentioning all the pay-to-win aspects of that whole pass. There was XP vouchers, there were magnificent growth pots, normal growth pots, multiple XP coupons. If you were a free-to-play player for the Sia event, you got some stuff throughout levels, but in comparison to that pass, it was not a lot. Thankfully, it doesn't seem they're going that way with Ren, because on their little splash site they released yesterday as of the time recording this, they list that you can get those through level ups, so even if that's just for GMS exclusive classes, that's still not great. I really don't know how much players are willing to put up with regarding them just putting entire events behind paywalls. Korean MapleStory and MapleSea, I believe, got updates recently that gave them free reign on their inventory. And GMS is dead silent on if we'll ever get the same thing. No mention of it at their MapleCon panel, no news posts regarding it. They know people know about it, It's practically the only thing people have been asking for the past week in their official Discord server's suggestions and feedback section. Support and talk of Universal Cash Shop has only been ramping up ever since the tragedy that was MapleCon just came and went, with no mention of it or acknowledgement of any Universal Cash Shop whatsoever. I don't even think they're going to give a reason as to why they won't implement it, if they ever even plan to talk about it at all anymore. Side note about MapleCon, I can't off the top of my head think of any other event that claims to be a convention, but doesn't even have a single Q&A on any of their panels. That's a whole other can of worms, and only partially relates to all this only because they mentioned key highlights about the upcoming patch during their panel there. The panel itself was fine. There's some things in there that I'm excited for, like the familiar rework. On the surface, sounds good. The pitched pity system, I hope is good, but I have a sneaking suspicion it might just be a lot of what KMS got with their pitched pity system, where it only comes from way higher bosses that most can't fight, and I really hope that's not the case. Getting boomed items back seems real nice though. I hope that's good, either through grinding or just bossing apparently. Also, what's that about Extreme Lucid? I want to know more about that. Will we quietly get Universal Cash Shop? Is there more little and or precious things in this update that they're keeping hidden until the patch notes come out? Or is this going to be another one of those updates where the game is down for over a day, has excessively insane bugs, doesn't function on a technical level for the most part, and keeps getting regular maintenances because nothing was tested and people kept running into bugs that Nexon would only care about once it hurts their bottom line, resulting in the game being down for the better half of the first launch week of said update? Yeah, don't worry, I'm keeping track of that, by the way. There's a lot of unique stuff to GMS that's coming in this update, and I just hope it's good. Some of these things they were talking about during their panel had the crowd going nuts, too. Ren and Challenger World 2 I'm personally excited about, but I am very cautiously optimistic about everything else. The familiar rework will probably be good, but we'll just have to wait and see if all the other stuff is copied over from KMS, as I said, or is actually unique to GMS. That's all I really wanted to talk about. I woke up this morning and I just saw a bunch of people still begging for Universal Cash Shop in the suggestion feedback, and I thought it would be an interesting thing to discuss and then look back on in a week or so to see if the patch notes include anything about it or if they put out any Maple memos in the future about it. I'm sure they'll talk about it at some point to some official capacity, but whether we get it or not, that remains to be seen. Hopefully we'll have an answer at least by the end of the year. I don't know. If we ever got it, I'd love it, as many others also would clearly. Honestly, even as a compromise, if we get the monthly cash shop transfer thing as a start, that would be nice. I just mainly want the ability to take all my outfits from my Ho-Young and move them across my characters without the fear of them being locked onto that character for the next half a year or whenever the next cash shop transfer update comes around. But yeah, that's all.